to do it in 1 minute. Even though those blocks are not working properly, but anyhow, I'll just stop. Basically, I got involved with thermodynamics and the second law accidentally. First I liked it, I liked to think, reasoning, blah, blah, blah. But then I was attending some second law conferences by, is it Daniel Sheehan? I forgot the first name, but Sheehan is a physicist who tried to become who knows what by somehow proving that violation of the second law is possible, and after so many years. And he invited me to his conference to convert me, because I'm open-ended. I'm open-ended to accept it if you logically prove it to me. And then I've seen all they do is not that solid. They are deceiving themselves. And I think he gave up on it by now. So they say if we make delta T somehow, we violated the second law. But that's not true. We already have it in gravity field. Pressure up and down is not the same. Temperature is not the same. Temperature difference, potential difference doesn't mean anything. It's a new structure with non-uniform properties. To violate the second law, you need to basically make work from equilibrium alone. So basically, for those quantum engines that move, doesn't mean anything. Because pendulum could move forever. Wheels could move without load, without friction. Motion alone is not violation of the second law. But producing work, which is basically creating non-equilibrium from within equilibrium, that's a violation of the second law, and it's physically impossible. I could stop here, and everything else is, I'm posting all of my presentation online. All of them, prior and now. So you could, yeah, I'll stop here because that's it. Just because you say anything, you will not remember my presentation at all, but you will remember my cartwheel that I did at the beginning.
Okay, so thank you very much for such an enthusiastic presentation. Okay, we are a bit late, but maybe we can take one or two questions in the audience. So, yes, now that we are all convinced that the efficiency of Carnot cycle is 100%, for sure we need to ask questions.
Thank you very much indeed for the very energetic presentation. So you opened the door, right, for the question regarding the criticism of the pond image by Carnot. You're very right when you compare the two springs. You can bring energy by compressing it or by heating it. It's going to be the same energy difference, but it's not going to be the same states at the end, because the state is not entirely described by just the energy.
I'm listening, go ahead. Tell me about Carnot.
So, to my mind, this distinction does not oppose the perspective of Cullen, which says, at the end of the day, if you just look at the energy content, you cannot know if this energy was brought to the system through work or through heat. That's the way I understand the picture.
I could, with all due respect, explain it to you. The reason Cullen made a conclusion is he let those higher energies basically dissipate and then he compared. His streams are having work potential, but he say once they come down, that's the same as if water is falling from rain or evaporation or something, but it's really not. His real thing, which is that work coming in, he let dissipate, and then once it dissipates, I call it complete dissipation. When everything completely dissipates, it's the same. But first of all, things are only equal if reversible equality could be established. But otherwise, they are not equal. Maybe equal numerical, maybe equal, in numbers or something. But the thing that I like to say, I proved it actually, and I proved also Planck's Planck's claim that Kelvin was trying to say that work dissipation generates entropy only, which I agree with. And Planck said, oh, entropy could be generated without work dissipation. And he was talking about some probably mixing or something, diffusion. But that's what Planck actually misplaced, and he's wrong. Doesn't matter if Planck or my name or your name or whatever, is because it's like free expansion. Free expansion, the idea of gas, does not exchange any energy with anything else. No work, no heat transfer. It actually dissipates energy within it. The potential to expand and do work, you could get a work, was not done because there wasn't any resistance to the piston to get it. It was dissipated within, and then Planck concluded, but in diffusion processes which are more complex to comprehend, that we got entropy generated, increase of entropy, without any work or heat involvement, somehow by diffusion. And he is wrong, there is a chemical potential, which is same as electrical or mechanical. There was a work potential there that dissipated into heat and entropy, and he said we got it without any work, outside work dissipation, but it was inner work potential dissipation. And then to prove it, to get back to where you started, you need now that generated entropy to push out, and that means you need to cool it, because entropy will only go with the heat. And then if you cool it, you lower internal energy, and you cannot supply with the heat because you did the same thing. You must do work to make it same as before. I could talk with you privately if you like. You could invite me to be consulting on your institute. I'd be glad to do that.